and dozens of protesters. Protesters mostly on kayaks who surrounded that shell ship of the Seneca as they docked in Portland to get that ship repaired. And at that moment, what that happened this weekend, Shell should have probably realized that this was going to be trouble. I mean, Shell needs that ship back in the Arctic yesterday in order to start drilling. But now here it is, thousands of miles away from the Arctic and surrounded by protesters. And these are not the kind of protesters who just show up for a little while, make their point, and then they leave. These are the kind of protesters, these are the kind of activists who are very happy to dig in and stay there. Well, yesterday morning, those activists got word that that same ship, Shell's icebreaker, the Seneca, was fixed, apparently, and was preparing to leave its dock in Portland where it got repaired so it could head back to the Arctic for the drilling season. Hearing that, the activists basically kicked into phase 2. Again, that Shell ship needed to leave its location there on the river in Portland where it was docked and needed to head west up the Willamette River out toward the Pacific Ocean. In so doing, to take that route, it would have to pass underneath that bridge, the St. Johns Bridge. But when the activists got word that Shell's ship was planning to leave, they saw that bridge as their chance to stop it, to stop that ship, and thereby stop the drilling of the Arctic. And so the activists figured out some way to descend off that bridge in climbing gear. They formed essentially an aerial blockade. 13 activists rappelled over the side of the bridge. You see the cars going by up there? They rappelled over the side of that bridge. They suspended themselves in midair at various heights over the river, right in the path of where Shell's giant ship would need to go if it was ever going to see the open ocean again. Now, there were reports yesterday that Shell scrapped their plans to leave yesterday, to get that ship put back out into the Arctic yesterday, because these activists had unfurled themselves over that bridge like flags, right? Those activists said they were prepared to remain suspended off the side of the bridge for days if they needed to, in order to block Shell's ship from passing. Honestly, as far as we can tell, there's no other way for Shell to get that ship back out to the ocean without passing through there, without passing through these activists. Well, that was the situation heading into this morning. And then first thing this morning, as soon as I got up, I ran to my computer to check to see what was going on. And sure enough, first thing this morning, at first light, Shell decided to make a move. At about 6:30 a.m. local time this morning, the Seneca started to leave its dock in Portland. The activists were still suspended off the bottom of that bridge. They were there all night, and they were still there this morning. But Shell decided they were going to pull out from dock anyway and head up the Willamette, head in that direction. And what followed was just this remarkable scene. Shell's ship got out onto the Willamette, got out onto the open water, that wide stretch of the river, and it passed underneath one drawbridge. I think this is a railroad drawbridge. It passed under without incident. But then the next stop is the St. Johns Bridge. It started slowly approaching the St. Johns Bridge, which is where all of those activists were suspended. And it got closer and closer to that bridge. See the activists at the bottom of the screen there? And this giant icebreaker just stopped. And the activists were there suspended underneath that bridge. At one point, there was another commercial vessel. There was a barge that they let cross underneath them. But as the Seneca approached, those activists dangling from the bridge, they stood their ground, right? They basically dared the Seneca to come through them.